you get it? Is it on?
Welcome to another episode of Taking Over the World with Ed and Aaron. Sorry about that. What's up, buddy?
What's happening?
I'm a bit fiery today.
I can tell.
I told you.
Man.
I'm trying to just settle down and just relax. Take a deep breath.
Why? Why don't you just let everybody have it?
Because
You want to know why? Because Mel Robbins. See, you haven't read the book yet.
What?
Mel Robbins, let them. That's the theory. Let them. That's why you don't need to get fired up about it. It's out of your control. How those people want to go about and what they need is on them. Let them.
I totally get that, dude. I totally get that we're not here to babysit the world. And I told Mercy last night, we went to senior night at Amanda's old basketball.
Oh, it was so much better when you just said senior night and it wasn't basketball. I'm like picturing you guys getting like country fried steak at, like one of the, like a blue hair special, some mashed potatoes.
Why?
Well, you said senior night. I feel like that's a very, very senior thing is like country fried steak and mashed potatoes.
It is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We went to senior night at Amanda's old school.
I saw that.
And got to see
I saw a big banner still hanging in
still hanging in there, buddy.
Gymnasium.
Yes, it's still in the gymnasium.
Wow.
We are the original OGs. We were the first one. If you notice, ours is the only different style because we were the original in there. Nobody else was paying for that.
So do you get to hang that in like perpetuity?
Yeah, I guess so because they haven't taken it down and it's been years.
Wow.
I'm thinking because I know the basketball coach that's coaching this year, and it's going to be coaching for the next at least 2 years, possibly 3.
Okay.
So I may sponsor them again and get a new banner.
Okay.
I have to check that. I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with that.
Listen. I think it's a good idea. You do that.
You love spending other people's money.
Absolutely.
It's great.
Absolutely. You want teams to sponsor? I'll get you some.
So we got to do that, but then when we get in the parking lot was kind of empty.
Ooh.
And Mercy was like, "Parents, it's senior night. You need to be there to support your kids." There was only 2 seniors. Their parents were there. And I was like, stop policing the world. Yet I'm on a tear because I'm trying to police things.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I get it. It's tough. It's tough when you see potential in people.
True. I think the tougher part is, and I think where the struggle has been over the last couple of days, the tough part is not only do you see the potential in them, but you see where they envision themselves. And it's like, okay, my daughter made a cake the other day, right? So you can't just say like, you know what? I want a cake. And just be like, there's the cake, right? You know what I mean? Like short of like calling it Uber Eats or having somebody deliver it to you, you can't just blink your eyes, click your heels, and just be like, ba-bam, there's the cake. You have to do some work. You got to prep your grocery list. You got to prep your recipe. You got to get all the ingredients. You got to go through the stages. You got to get it there to get a result.
Right.
And right now, I think the frustration is everybody wants the cake, but and the recipe's been provided.
Right.
Like, just go get the ingredients. Like, you know what? Here's most of the ingredients. Just get a couple. Just follow the recipe. And they're like, nah, someone will make it for me.
But
right? I just want to eat the cake. And I think that's what it is.
What it's tough for me is, right? Like, I go to the gym all the time, right? And while I see little changes, I don't see the massive change that I want to see overnight.
Right.
So, unlike people that when they don't see results they want in something,
the instant gratification.
Right. They back off. Right?
Because it doesn't work.
Because it's not working. Right?
I went to the gym once this month and I didn't lose 10 pounds. The gym obviously doesn't work.
Right. Where the way my mind works is, oh no, I got to do double or triple what I'm currently doing because it's not working at this level. So I got to go more intensity. I got to go bigger. I got to do other things versus, so it's hard for me when I talk to people and they're like, yeah, I'm not getting what I want. And I'm like, okay, what are you going to do? Well, this isn't working. Okay, what isn't working? Like, have you given it enough time? Because everything works I'm not gonna say everything, but most things work but it's time on task, right?
Ooh, fancy.
Time on task.
Footnote that, please.
Yeah,
Time on task.
Or consistency, right?
Ooh,
Consistency
over
is not
intensity.
well that for sure, but consistency is not. Hey, I feel good today. I'm going to the gym.
Right.
That's not consistency. That's easy. Consistency is I hate the gym. I don't want to go. I'm sore. I'm tired. I don't want to go today. Yet you show up at the gym. That's consistency. That is where you're taking your, in my opinion, where you're taking your results seriously enough that you're saying, I'm going to do whatever it is, whether it's work, whether it's the gym, whether it's self betterment books, whatever it is, you're applying yourself 100% to get this accomplished. And it frustrates me when I talk to people and they're like, "Yeah, this isn't working. I'm going to go do something else." Like, because that's just a pattern of always doing something else.
Well, I think there's a couple of things to unpack here in this very enlightening episode.
Well, before you get into unpacking, one more thing.
Oh gosh.
When Braxton, I believe, was having an issue that he wasn't hitting the ball,
Sure.
like everybody else was. And he was like, I'm going to change my swing, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. If I recall the story correctly, and you were like, no, you're going to stay doing what you're doing, and in the long run, your patience and your perseverance and your sticking to task is going to benefit you. And now he's crushing it.
Right.
Because it's been years of the same swing. I'm not changing it based on a whim or what somebody tells me. I'm going to continue to just do this the same way and see what happens.
Fine tune.
Yep.
Well, and I think so. So getting back to the unpacking part, it's the process, right? Is that it comes down to me. In my mind, like real estate, the way that we go about our everyday job comes down to two things. One, understanding you have to have a process and enjoy that process. And you have to be process focused. If you are not process focused and you have your blinders on just the cake, just the closing, just the, closed deal, because that happened to me just last year. I lost my sight on the process. I stopped focusing on the process because there was a couple things that were, like I was trying to keep an eye on and overthinking them and really watching. And I forgot to really stick to the process and do that way. Is more of like result. And yes, the result happened, but at what cost? Like we were talking about cost of time earlier,
right?
The hours I spent worrying about it, anxiety on things that I couldn't control. And if I would have just stuck to the process, maybe that's another family I could have helped out during that time, while prospecting or doing whatever. So I do think, and that goes back to Braxton's thing, and I think that leads me to my next thing is a numbers game, right? So I think the process and the numbers game go hand in hand because you can't say you stuck to the process or you love the process or you gave the process a fair shake when you're like, okay, the gym. This is the process. My goal result is, get a little fitter, maybe drop 10 pounds, maybe a couple inches off the waist. Because we know even sometimes like you may not drop weight, but you may lose some inches. Right? Because of that whole muscle weighs more than fat. That's what I keep telling myself, right?
Right.
But the thing becomes is that you can't go one day a week and be like, yeah, I love the process. I love it so much. I'm going one day a week because I know that's going to get me my result. It's not going to work. And then you blame the process. You're like, oh, the result, because you're so focused on the result. You're not following the process. And then where it comes into the numbers game is like, you got to understand the numbers. It may not be this workout. It may not be the next workout. It may be that following one. That's where I finally noticed that third time I did arms, I noticed my weight went up 5 pounds, when I did it. Right. Or in Braxton's case, I noticed that, I was kind of, average in the pack, but I kept going and putting in my work, even though I wasn't passing anybody at then. And then finally it was that last one that clicked that it was like, uh-oh, here it comes. It's like getting that, like that process is pushing the snowball up to the top of the mountain.
Right.
And now you just let it fall down. Right. And so that's where that process really goes. And you can't, I don't think you can give it a fair shake in a week or two and be like, because it is a numbers game. I mean, if you're thinking it's going to take 25, 30 contacts to get an appointment, I mean, you can't call one day and be like, this just doesn't work. Right. Like this industry has been doing it for years. It's the process. Your process is broken or you're not sticking to the process or you're not giving it a fair shake.
And I agree with you totally. Like I think that's part of the the why. Like everybody's always asking when they get into real estate or when they want to start getting into real estate or they want to start learning a new niche or whatever you want to call it in real estate.
And you say,
Yeah, one of those.
I like that one.
You sound like the commercial with the lions and Bundale Save. Bundale Save.
Hey, I'm a voiceover.
And they were like, it's bundle and save.
Oh, I like it. It's like Domino's. We call it Domino's. You guys want to get Domino's tonight?
Or like Target, they call it Target. Yeah, all those things.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, so I think that's part of the frustration is you don't see it, right? You see people giving up way too early. So when you talk to people that are getting newly licensed or are licensed and they're like, yeah, why is the failure rate so high? And I'll never forget. I remember 10 years ago probably in this office, somebody comes up and out of the gate he closed like 2-3 deals right away, like in the first month. Mm-hmm. And he walked around. He was like, "Oh, this is easy." And I was like, "Slow down there, buddy. It's not that easy."
Easy chopper.
Yeah, because the first couple deals most people do, I would say 90% of people, it's friends and family.
Yeah.
But unless your friends and family are large investors, you run out of them quickly.
You do.
So this guy did 4 right out of the bat. He was like, "Oh, this is easy." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, buddy." He's no longer licensed. He wasn't licensed until year 2.
Your parents can only buy so many houses.
Like, you can only sell so much to friends and family. Right. You actually have to prospect and start talking to a bunch of different people. Right? And then that creates a snowball effect to get more people and more people and more people. But the point is that we hear people say, "Oh, this is easy," or "Why is there such a high failure rate?" The problem is, and we saw a video on it yesterday, people don't treat it like work. Like, this is not work. Like, I'm here every day.
Right.
You know, and the goal is I have to work every day. Right? So why not treat it like work? Why? And my question is always when somebody says, I'm going to go look for a job. I'm like, all right, so you're willing to go work 8 hours for a paycheck somewhere else, and you're not willing to come in and work 8 hours for yourself.
Which, in most of those times, that paycheck, at least for a select period of time, is capped at a certain number. So you get the good and the bad. Okay, yeah, you get the reliability. Like in real estate, you know, that was one thing that I had to learn when I sold my other business and I went full-time real estate. I had to learn. You don't get a paycheck every other Friday. And, you know, as a business owner, sometimes it was like that. You didn't get a business, you know, it was a month or two. But for the majority of the time, you know, our business, you know, I was getting paid every other Friday. When I got here, that's what happened. You know, I had, even last year, I had a great first quarter. I came flying out of the gates. I had like 5 or 6 deals. I was like, bro, making it rain.
Just like this year.
Right? Just like this year.
Right.
4 deals already in the first month. And then you realize quickly, you're like, oh, but wait a minute. I didn't close, you know, 2 before that. The month before that, I didn't close. I don't have anything in escrow right now. And so you have to really think about where that money goes and how it gets applied. Because I think that that's the hardest thing to do. I think it's probably the most underrated, overrated, I don't know, thing in real estate is that people are not used to working for themselves and they don't know how to do it. It sounds easy. So they want to go get a job, but they don't want to work for somebody, right? But they go to get the job, they get paid, they get their paycheck, they clock in, it's steady, it's safe. But when you go for I want to work for myself, I want to set my own hours, I want to do this. But then they get lazy with it. Like, and I'm not saying everybody, some people are very good at it. But you look at the time management we've just been talking about this week. Calendars aren't completed. Nobody's sticking to their calendars, things like that. So it's nice to be your own boss, but it's scary to be your own boss because ultimately it lives and dies with you. So if you wake up in the morning, just like going to the gym, if you want to take the easy way, I'm like, nah, you know what? My bed's super comfy. I might actually get up, have a bagel in a minute, maybe grab some OJ, chill, and you skip the gym. That's on you. You had everything there to go do it. You made the conscious decision not to do it. And it's just like work now in real estate. You being your own boss, we're not going over to your house to be like, knock, knock, knock. Yo, bro, get up. It's time to go to work. It's like, listen, you don't want to be here? Don't be here. We got stuff to do. We got work to do. We'll be at the office. If you need anything, we're here. We put it on training, sitting down with them, reviewing goals. But like you said, you're here every day. You're your own boss. You know, you're arguably very successful at what you do because you've been doing it for how long?
20 years.
You know? And I've been in the room and watched you put together deals that don't make sense. Like, as far as like, how did you pull it off? Like, they make sense for the buyer and the seller, but it's just like, how in the hell? But it's being in here. It's about learning your craft. It's about fine tuning your craft. Taking pride in being your own boss and almost putting more on the line that way than I think some people be their own boss to, and use it as an excuse. Like, I don't have to go in today, or I can work from home. I'll work from home. When you work from home, there are very few people that actually work from home.
I'm not one of them.
Yeah, I'd say the temptations are too big for me to work from home.
Yeah, if I work from home, I guarantee you, 100%, without a doubt, I am literally going to be watching ESPN.
I mean,
until I fall asleep.
I might go to the gym twice a day just because, like, to break it up. But I'm also gaining 15 pounds because all I'm doing is eating all day. I have to go to the gym because, like, I would just snack all day. I would snack all day. I would just be chilling. Like you said, I'd have probably the TV on in the background. You got Sports Center. Next thing you know, you're binge watching Oprah or something. I mean, God knows what.
So I have exciting news. Let's change the subject because that's depressing.
Bottom line is, listen. You can make it happen, but just take accountability. Decide if you want this to be work or not.
And don't play a victim.
Don't play the victim. Stop playing the victim. You want to go to work. You want to have it. You have two options. I mean, in reality,
right?
You either work for someone or you work for yourself. That's it. Either way, you got to get up and go to work.
That's it.
So it was like, yeah. So
unless you're a college student,
unless you just hit the lotto. Unless you're a college student. Right. I feel like shots fired. I feel like you did not deserve that.
Unless you're a college student and you
we've been there. It's pretty bad.
Unless you're a college
student.
Can
I go back to being a college student? Because those times.
I'm sure. Because
awesome.
I'm sure your dad was very similar to you.
Yeah.
Treated you very similar to the way I treat Amanda.
There was days where my biggest concern is who got the wiffle ball and the bat and who brought the Jägermeister.
That's it.
Those are some days my biggest concerns.
Yeah, see?
It's a good time.
So anyways, exciting.
Okay.
So Scott joined the team here.
Yes.
Doing commercial real estate with us. And he's going to be joining Arizona, which means that probably in the next week or 15 days max, we will have a new location in Arizona.
Wow. A to the Z.
Yep.
So that means I can start going to Arizona and going to my favorite restaurant, Zips. I'm just going to write it off.
You can.
I like it.
You can. That's a very exciting thing to do. Also, ChatGPT.
Oh, here we go.
This is the fun stuff.
Here we go.
So the other night, it was so funny. It's so funny how we think alike, in certain times. So the other day, I was sitting at home. It was early in the morning. Nobody was up. I got back from the gym. And I was like, let me ask ChatGPT, what is the best way to increase engagement for commercial real estate? And it gave me a whole list of a plethora of things to do.
Did it also give you that word?
Yes, it did. No.
Nice. I'm going to have ChatGPT start giving me a word of the day.
So it will. It'll give it to you every day.
I bet.
So the unique thing about ChatGPT is if you ask something, I just realized that last night. So if you just ask something and you give it specific prompts, you go back. So I asked for it to give me a list of things on how to increase engagement and how to increase the brand that we're working on and creating and working through. And it gave me a bunch of prompts and it said, okay, this is what you should do. So because of that, I'm gonna be putting on a new 2 days a week sesh on commercial real estate.
I love it.
And it gave me a list of things to do and what topics to talk about. So stay tuned and look for those. I'll let you know when they first hit.
I love it. I mean, and it's one of those things like when the AI and ChatGPT started coming out, it's like people were like, oh, this is going to make certain jobs obsolete. This is going to, they can't use it in this job. It will never work here. And I think in real estate, it's ChatGPT. I think it has so many beneficial uses. Well, now you have to be careful with the legal aspect because, of what our licenses allow us to do and what the parameters you give ChatGPT to work in. So you got to be careful with some of that. But I do think for overall brand awareness, marketing ideas, video content, scripts, time management, things like that, like Dude, the sky is the limit.
I would argue that ChatGPT will create more jobs.
Oh, do tell.
So
By just asking it to?
no.
ChatGPT, how would you create more jobs? And then
No.
we just submit it to at the real Donald Trump or whatever his name is.
No.
Whatever the
No, because I
hashtag is.
asked it, okay, how do I get engagement? Right? So it gave me a list how to get engagement on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and all the social media platforms, TikTok, on everything. How to get engagement. And it gave me a list of topics to talk about. And it even can tell me what hashtags I should be using and what the script is.
Right.
But you know what it didn't provide for me? Somebody to film it. You know what it didn't provide for me? Somebody to edit it.
So could you ask ChatGPT for a local video editor and photographer?
I'm sure. But it didn't ask. It doesn't record it for me.
Right.
It doesn't edit it, and it doesn't upload for me.
Have we tried? Have we tried to upload a video and ask GPT to edit it to make it look super sexy and?
I haven't tried, but I don't think it would do that.
I don't know. I think that would be way too broad,
like
but it would be awesome. Hey, ChatGPT, take this real estate video and make it sexy. I like it.
No,
I like it. I'm trying it. Because I'm definitely going to get flagged in my account.
Yes, you are. You're going to get canceled.
I'm getting canceled for sure.
So I even asked it to, like, yesterday review our website and say, hey, what's for optimal engagement, what needs to be done? And you would think, okay, whatever. It's just reading generic. But it went into, like, the pages of our website and what our website offers and the information.
A little scary.
It was like, you did this in, like, 30 seconds. Like, you literally asked.
That's crazy.
But see, now there's things that I need to change on the website. So I can have Pearl do it. And if she gets a little stuck there, maybe I just hire somebody to do it. So I think it's going to create more jobs because there's certain things that it's not going to be able to do.
Okay.
Like I even asked it to, for the Ogre Network to create because it said have an engaging logo or design or something. So I said, okay.
It doesn't do art logos and artwork, does it yet?
Yeah,
or
it
is
did.
Starting to now?
It did.
Holy
but
mackerel.
it misspelled what I needed done. So I said, can you please correct
Fire.
the spelling? And then it changed the logo to something that was different than what it originally
How
was.
are the logos?
I'll show them to you. They're pretty cool.
Oh,
They're funny.
We gotta change our logos now.
No, we're not going to change the logos.
I
We're
think
gonna
it
keep
could. I'm going to debate it the other way
them. Okay.
and play devil's advocate. I think it could eliminate some jobs.
I doubt it.
Because
you still need somebody to act
here's
on
the
those
deal.
things.
Here's the deal. If I want typically like to cut weight, get a six pack, look sharp, I need to go to the gym.
Right.
I need to maybe get a personal trainer, so I got to pay for membership. I got to get a personal trainer, maybe a dietitian, maybe some grocery stores. Now all I got to do is upload a picture to ChatGPT and just be like, yo, thin this guy out, give him some six-pack abs, send him out to everybody I know. I'm good. So I've eliminated the gym, personal trainer, and time management. I picked up a lot of time. I'm just going to have AI just doctor that shit.
But the problem is when you look in the mirror, you're not that guy.
No, but AI, ChatGPT, make this life size so I can put it on my mirror too. That way, when I look in the mirror, I just see the cutout.
I was going to say something, but I'm not going to say it.
Yikes! You're gonna get canceled, bro. I know. I do think you're right because I use it even at. So you know me, I've been big on video ever since my last coach was video,
And you haven't been doing them, which is really strange.
I know. I have been slacking big time, and I was talking to actually my youngest, my 9-year-old, the other day. We were in the car. We were waiting for
Mr. ChatGPT.
He was, dude. The kids, whole nother subject. I'm gonna say, if I just say immunity, do we get immunity?
Yeah.
Does it work that way?
Yeah.
Is it like when you need bankruptcy, you just like from The Office where he just yells bankruptcy, he declared it? Okay. Immunity. Bro, I can't do half these kids' homework.
Oh no.
And we were sitting there the other day. I'm like, man, guys, I don't know what to do. And they're like, just ChatGPT it, Dad. That's what we do all the time. I'm like, whoa. First of all, no. Let's rewrite it. Then maybe we can rework it. But part of me is like, it's like when we grew up like, you need to know math. Why? We have calculators. Like, why do I need to know all the math? I get it. You need to know the principles. You need to get. Educators out there, don't come after me. You're super important, underpaid. We need you. Don't stop. However, like ChatGPT, like, dude, you can have it write full essays. You can have it like The kids
I'm
know how to
sure.
use it probably more than we do. Even my kids know how to do it. But my point with where I was going with even Beckham's like, he was flipping on my phone and I was like, what are you watching?
What is he on your phone for? You
He
gotta
was
be
just
careful
flipping
with
through
that
like
stuff.
YouTube, right? There's nothing on my phone that I'm getting in trouble. I got to open that baby. I'll unlock it and leave it in the middle of the cafe. There's nothing on that phone that's worth a damn. But because I heard my voice. I'm like, are you flipping through? I'm like, photos? He's like, no, YouTube. And he came across one of my videos. He's like, Dad, this one has 511 likes on it. I was like, oh. And I was just like, he's like, but I don't see any more. I'm like, you know what? You're right. I was like, dude, I put that one on. I was on the way to the open house last Friday. And I was just doing in my truck now, like I have a mount in there. So safety first, I was able to maneuver the mount. So it was like perfect setup. And I realized like how awesome video is, how much I love video and how much people like pay attention to video. And I went on ChatGPT that day and I was like, hey, I'm going to an open house, lay out an open house video template that would be engaging to people, right? And I forget exactly how I laid it out, but it was like, all right, open with a picture of the house and, like warm music and then go into the description of the house, then pan to you walking through the front. I'm like, you get director credit for these now. It is wild what you can get the thing to do.
Right. But the key is, right, and this is where I think you and I differ, is I have to figure out, okay, now it told me what to do. So now I have to implement that, but I don't want to be the one to implement it. Like, I don't want to. Like, you like using that as your, I hate to say this, you're going to get mad, you might cancel me, but your way of not having a prospect is, I'm going to do this video,
dude.
and I'm going to edit the video, and I'm going to put it up, and I'm going to do it. Where,
We like to call that creative avoidance.
yeah, that's what it is, exactly.
However, it is a form of prospecting.
Yeah, but
it's not worth
do it.
100%. That is where you are 100% right.
Just like today, when you're like, I'm gonna do this.
Yep,
and it's gonna cost me
100%.
$1,000, and I'm like, okay. And if you do all of that, it's gonna take you probably 10 to 20 hours because you don't know what you're looking for.
It's fair.
And you're like, okay. And I'm like, in those 10 to 20 hours, if you pick up one client, it 10 times pays for that $1,000.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
And you're like, yep.
You're not wrong at all.
It's like a cost evaluation. And for me, it's like, okay, how about I do it and I just record the video,
Right.
have somebody else edit it, do whatever needs to get done, upload it, and I don't even want to see it. Like, I'm done.
Well, and that's what and so you're 100% right. I like to do it because, it gives me that sense of purpose. And it's like, oh, see, this is what I'm doing. And I don't have to get on the phone and call. I get it. And I did try my last big video that I put up, which was up in Mount Charleston.
Yo, slow down. Your big video. Huh.
It had like 47 likes. Not 1,000. My last long form video. I did the same thing.
Right.
I took all the clips, I took everything, and I used a third-party company that's what they do. You can hire freelance people to make you a thumbnail, to do all the edits, and you basically then what I learned from watching somebody else do this, I had all those clips and stuff, but then I made a video of what I wanted the video to represent. So I uploaded a video like, hey, these are my clips I'm putting in here. This is my vision for it. This is what I would like to see. So you're not going back and through like text or email trying to lay it out. You actually put a video together, what you want it all to give it. And dude, for like $40, guy turns out like a really cool video with like, I don't know, stuff spinning in my head going in corners and maps flying up and some theme music. And there was 2 options for a thumbnail. Then I was like, actually, can you get this to pop a little bit more? He's like, yeah. And it's like, how's this one? And it's like, done. And so to your point, $40, that would have taken me 3 days.
See, the thing is, right, while I love the freelancers, because that same service I've used several times for several different things, I kind of like in-house people to do it.
Well, sure. If they can do the same quality of work.
Because I'd like to have somebody that I don't have to worry about posting.
Sure.
Right? So I can give you my passwords. I can give you my thing. I need you to do it. And I just feel uncomfortable giving passwords over the internet and to everybody.
But I don't give any of my passwords to those
right,
people.
Because you post it yourself.
Right.
What I'm saying is I want to be completely detached.
Oh, so you
I want to record it, and here you go.
So what I'm hearing is you just don't want to do the work. Got it. Okay. No,
No,
fair
I'd
enough.
rather-
No, I got it. Loud and clear.
I'd
Message received.
Hold on. I'd rather be prospecting where
Then freaking hitting post.
where I'm generating more revenue.
Bro, it takes you 30 seconds to hit the post button.
Then doing a job that somebody else can get paid to do, that I'm helping somebody because now they're making money, and I can
look
continue
at
to
you,
do
the
what I need to.
philanthropist.
I am the philanthropist.
So you just spun this into you just being a great human being and
basically
creating job opportunity.
that's what I
You're
do.
basically ChatGPT meets Jesus. You're
No.
Jesus. Chepata Jesus. Chepata Jesus.
I thought you were going to start busting on that song now.
Hey, speaking of Jesus, I saw this one the other day. This is pretty funny. You ever want to convince anybody that you speak Spanish? All you got to do is spell out the word socks with a little bit of an accent and say it fast. Spell out the word socks with a little bit of an accent and say it fast.
Eso sí que es.
Does that not sound like you speak Spanish? Eso sí que es.
Sí hablo español.
But you actually do. See, people like me who speak Spanglish. I mean, I just want to start going up to random people like, eso sí que es. I mean, they would be like, what? I don't even know what you said. I spelled socks. I spelled socks is what I did.
Yeah. So our old broker Buck, he told me that one day. He goes, "Hey, I'm fluent in Spanish." I'm like, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah. Eso sí que es."
Oh, you've heard that one before?
Yeah, I heard it.
Dang it, I'm so late to the party.
Well, that kind of happens when you're on the other side of the world.
I was probably prospecting. That was why I was late.
You're probably shooting a video.
Yeah, that's going to be king of the world.
Lordy.
Hey, final question.
Go.
Chiefs, Eagles, whatever. They all suck. I want them both to lose. Is that possible? Probably
No.
not. However, what would be... Have you seen the average ticket price for the Super Bowl?
No.
What's your best guess?
For just a regular seat in the Super Bowl?
Average. Well, I guess it was like, I think they called it the average ticket price today.
Average ticket price has got to be $7,500 to $10,000.
Pretty good. $8,000.
Told you.
Cheapest, as of yesterday, cheapest ticket to get into the door.
Cheapest ticket to get into the
To get
door,
into the stadium.
it's got to be $2,500.
$5,700.
That's close.
So then the follow-up question on the
Oh
radio-
no, I was way off.
Yeah,
$5,700.
you were halfway there.
Wow. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't pay $5,700 to see either one
So
of those
okay,
games.
so that was the question on the radio this morning. For this game, well, forget about it. Let's just say for your case, the Dolphins.
Right.
Dolphins are playing, or they just replace one of these teams. Doesn't matter. Well, I guess it does matter. You can only
It'd be
replace
the Chiefs.
They can only replace the Chiefs.
Right.
If the Dolphins were playing, what would be your number? Like in reality, like what would you pay to go see that game, or even would you?
The max?
Yeah, like honest to God reality. Like you feel good about spending this amount of money. Like you feel good about it. You're like, yep, that was worth
The
it.
max I could spend that I'd be okay with?
Yes, 100%. You don't have buyer's remorse. You can spend that money, go there with good conscience, and have a good time, not thinking like that was a waste of money. I probably shouldn't have done that.
This is going to sound horrible.
Oh no, don't say it.
I'd probably say $10,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say that just because, right, I can work as hard as I want to earn the money to do that and the ability to do that. And then I can give my kids
Classic
a one in a
overthink.
lifetime.
Classic overthink.
And
wait, is it 10,000 for you? Not for your whole family.
No,
I'm talking about per
person.
ticket.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're taking everybody?
Of course.
So you're spending
50
grand. G's.
Yeah.
You, my friend, have lost your marbles.
No, because I would give them an experience that they would probably never be able to do on their own.
Well, so many follow-ups that we don't have time for. For 50 grand, I could think of so many other experiences that they would remember way more.
No, if
I'm gonna go.
you know how I know that'd be an important experience, because we were talking the other day.
Oh, I know where you're going with
We
this.
were talking the other day.
Here we go.
And Amanda said,
Yep.
because we know somebody, unfortunately, who had an incident or whatever, and I told Amanda, they're probably thinking that this person is pushing their team to the championship,
Right.
and Amanda's like, I call BS. The only way I will ever accept that really happened is if, God forbid, the day you die, the next season Dolphins win the Super Bowl. Then I'll be like, yep, for sure, 100%, that's my dad. My dad helped him get him across the finish line. He did it.
You, Dan Marino, and Ray Finkel helped pushing him across the line?
That's it. But
Wow.
that so that, if you look at it that way, right? my kids know how important the time I spend with them watching football. So taking them to a Super Bowl would be something they would never forget long after I'm gone.
Wow. Okay.
You know, I saw somebody who
50 grand. I'm just gonna buy my kids like a Chuck E. Cheese or something.
Well, that's just you. I have
That's
a
an
friend.
experience they'll never forget.
No, they won't.
Nobody wants to get Chuck E. Cheese.
I was watching a show. I was watching one of the pregame shows last week, and there's a girl that happens to work, a young lady that works for the Commanders. And she grew up a Commanders fan. Her dad was the ultimate Commanders fan. Like, he was big into the Commanders. And it's funny because one of her dad's favorite players, forgot who the guy's name was, but he was still around the facility and still came all the time. So she was like, it was always so cool to meet him and talk to him and stuff, knowing that he was my dad's favorite player. So the other day, there was, right before the championship game where they lost, she went into his like prized possession, a little box or something that she had for him, and she opened it up. He has his original Super Bowl ticket that he went to with the Redskins. You know how much the ticket price was on that one?
$72.
$157. $157.
That's a round of beers.
He still has the program guide on what he was supposed to do at halftime during that game. Wow. Like, he has everything. And even has trading cards, because back then they used to give you trading cards at the game. Unopened pack from the Super Bowl. And the Redskins won. The Redskins back then. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. They weren't Commander fans. They were Redskin fans.
Yeah,
Ooh,
so,
you said it, bro.
No, I did. And I said they're always going to be the Redskins to me. But she had all this stuff. And just watching her talk and like the smile on her face when she talks about the experience with her dad and the Super Bowl, and now she's working for the organization, and like, it just means something.
Yeah. All right.
So how much would you spend for because that's not even, you can't even compare the two experiences.
Yeah, that's true.
Because baseball has a minimum of 5 games.
Yeah.
Right? Or 4. 4 could be a sweep.
Yeah.
So a minimum of 4 games. Basketball has a minimum of 4 games. Basketball, hockey, like everything else. Football is the only one it's one and done. Either you win tonight or you're done. Like, that's it. There's no coming back from that.
That's true.
So the experience is different.
It's fair.
That's my answer, and I'm sticking to it, buddy.
All right. Well, asked and answered.
Yep. What would you spend?
$0.95.
See, you're not a huge football fan.
Yeah, my family wouldn't care, nor would I care.
Right.
I mean, we're huge Cardinal fans, but I'd be like,
But
that
how
sounds
huge?
Good. Not huge enough to spend more than
$50.
$500 on a ticket. I'll watch it. I'll watch it from my couch. Eat appetizers, have a couple beers, and I'll be just fine. But now, flipping the script, like, let's just say there was like a Game 7 of the World Series that.
Who's your favorite baseball team? The Angels.
Well, if my Trout and the Angels.
Okay,
that would
if
be
the
pretty...
Angels were in the World Series,
I would say
Game 7 at home.
I wouldn't go. But what
well, you are such a liar.
But
you had an opportunity. You had an endless supply of money.
No, I'm going to retract because I wouldn't. The Angels now, I don't care that much about. I would be probably more interested in seeing the Diamondbacks go again.
Okay.
Like, because when they went to the World Series 2 years ago, I started looking at tickets. I was like, okay.
How much were the tickets?
They were like, I think like $1,500, $2,000 or something like that.
And you didn't go?
Well, no, because I'm like, okay, well, which kid am I going to take? I got to take all of them. Yeah, I know, and I'm frugal. So my ass ain't spending $8,000 because then Andy she'll probably be like, I'll stay home and save the money. But that's $10,000 to get in the door. Wow. I just couldn't. I just don't think I could do it. Not for one sporting event.
Why?
I don't know.
You only live once.
That's what they say.
And then you know that we have an opportunity to work and make more money.
I know. Hey, listen, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
The experience.
I'm going to go back to work so I can handle that question a little bit better next time.
I think you should.
That seems fair.
Are you going to do more videos?
I'm going to edit them myself, too.
Not even the $40.
Listen, here's the deal. When the Diamondbacks make it back, I'm going to take the family.
I'm surprised you don't get. I'm going to record. I'm going to keep this recording And then when it happens,
I can't wait till the Dolphins go to the Super Bowl. That's going to break the bank. You better get that check dusted off, bro.
I could say I paid $50 because the Dolphins ain't going anytime soon.
It's fair. It's fair.
Like, come on. Let's be serious. We're not going to.
So what you're saying is it's a safe bet. I'll pay $100,000 a ticket.
It's a done.
Safe bet.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
Because the stupid thing. I'm surprised you don't get a heat gun
And do what?
and do the vinyl wrap on your truck by yourself. You cheap ass.
Bro, now that you say that.
I know you're tempted to
Now
do
that
it.
you say that, I could have my wife cut it out like on a silhouette. I bet I could. I just give the kids markers. I've seen that on YouTube. And she can give them, like, I'm just going to go in the parking lot and just give everybody markers, like at the baseball field or something. Let them draw all over it. They'll love it.
No.
Be part of the community.
You should do it. There's people that put wraps on cars. They
Yeah,
do wraps
professionals.
but they're saving the money.
Oh, and kick you, dude. I'd kick you in the knee. I'm out of here.
All right, brother. Have a good week.